and good morning, and Merry Christmas to everyone. Merry Christmas, John.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, Jason.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, you two guys are Rodale Fellows. So if you haven't known about Rodale, look that up. It's a great organization. But civility and kindness in the public discourse is one of the things that you talk about. So let's start with civility. If you were handing out Christmas presents today, and we're talking about public policy and the discussion, how would grace fit in, or civility rather?
Well, first of all, Merry Christmas to everyone that's about to head to church and celebrate the birth of Christ. What I would say about civility is, if we think about 2 weeks before the election, there was a poll that came out, and 80% of Democrats and Republicans said in that poll that they believed that if the other party came into power, that it would ruin the country. And they believed that the other party was evil. What we're talking about here is a huge divide in our country, and what we need from everyone is for us to work together in order for us to accomplish huge things. We're never going to improve the country's infrastructure. We're never going to improve the country's major problems if we believe the other party is evil. We have to work hard, diligently, to work together and see each other as Americans.
You know that the level of discourse has not been civil for a long time. Your thoughts about on Christmas Day and civility?
Well, Merry Christmas to everyone out there, and thank you for celebrating the birth of Christ with us. And what I would say about civility is we've seen just an awful tone inside the United States. We've seen the idea that the people that disagree with you are not just disagreements, but they're evil. And we've got to do something about that. At the end of the day, we're all Americans. At the end of the day, we all want what is best. Now, we may have different views as to how we get there, but let's be the change that we want to see. I'm never going to give up my conservative values, but that doesn't mean I can't treat people with respect and honesty and truly try to see where they're coming from. Okay,
so I mentioned grace just a moment again for those you scholars out there. It's unmerited favor, right? So how does the dispensation of grace work into public discourse?
Yeah. It is amazing how many people that today are going to celebrate the giver of grace, our Lord, and then what they're going to do is not extend that grace to those that they disagree with. We have to find that ability to come together for those that disagree, and it's a lot about grace and civility is the same thing. It's seeking true understanding. And it's not giving up who you are. It's not bending on your core principles. It's understanding at the end of the day, I've never changed someone's mind by calling them a bad name on the internet or by insulting them. But what I have done before to change minds and hearts and minds is listen to what they have to say and understand that we're trying to seek a better union together.
Listen, these are times it makes it hard to dispense grace, okay? It's not easy to do. You're a scholar in this regard. What do you think?
Well, I think I learned grace from my grandparents, and I think I learned grace from my parents. I've said a lot on this show that you need to lead by example, not just by your words. And so I try to show my kids, Luca and Petra, what grace looks like. Your kids are watching you. When you spend Sunday morning in church, but then you go and keyboard warrior on Facebook and call people every name under the sun, that's not grace. Grace is how you treat someone at the supermarket. Grace is how you treat your postman when they show up. We need to lead more by example and give people that grace so that we have the freedom to disagree with one another.
Okay, and when we come back, we're going to talk about gifts to Oklahoma and a gift to America. We'll hand them out. Welcome back on this Christmas Day, and let's play Santa Claus for just a few minutes. Let's talk about if you were Santa Claus and you were going to give a gift to Oklahoma, and we're talking about public policy, what would your gift to Oklahoma be?
So here's my gift to Oklahoma as we celebrate this Christmas time. It's the gift of a working government. We just came out of a highly contentious election season, and where bad things were said on both sides. It's time to go back and do the people's business. And that's what I think Oklahomans want, and that's what I think we're going to do. I think you're going to see a government that's focused on real problems. I think you're going to see us cut taxes for everyday working Oklahomans that are really struggling with inflation, especially this time of the holiday season. And I think you're going to see us act like adults in the room to move this state forward. If I could give one gift from a public policy perspective, that's what it would be. We are going to have a functioning government.
And we're far away from the election, okay? So there's really promise there. Your thoughts about a gift to Oklahoma?
Well, I'd give you a couple of gifts. I'd start with all of you are going to sit down at your Christmas table here after you come home from church. And the first thing that I would give you is I would eliminate your grocery tax. I think that's a great gift for Christmas, and I think my colleague on the other side would agree with that. The second gift I would give you is we just came through a record cold snap, maybe one of the coldest periods that we've had in Oklahoma in the last 40 years. I would give you a break on your energy bills. Your electricity bill, your gas bill has been up 28% since the last year. I think those are the things that we could best give Oklahomans right now, is more money in their pockets so that they can survive through this winter.
Okay, so let's turn to D.C., which you'll have some fun with, I'm sure. Yesterday on Hot Seat, we were talking to Joe Lucas about the feds doing things to the horse racing in Oklahoma, Grinchy type stuff. But if you were going to give a gift to America and like take over Congress, right, what would it be?
Maybe one of the best gifts we could give to America is just replace everyone that's in Washington, D.C. right now, because I'm not sure anything works up there. Everyone goes to Washington with this great idea to save America and to solve everyone's problems, and all they do is spend most of their time on cable news networks. So if I was giving America a gift, I would give them a Congress that actually works. People that go there with the intent to fix the major problems that we have in our country and then go back into the private sector where they came out of. That's the gift I would give to America.
Whoa, okay, you sound like him. Your thoughts about a gift to America?
Boy, if I could give America one gift on the federal level, it would be this: openness and transparency inside the federal government. What I've done since I've been floor leader is really revolutionize what we can do for openness and transparency inside state government. Last Saturday, you saw it on the hot seat. With 4 hours left, we sneak into this multi-billion-dollar omnibus bill, a complete and total federal takeover to a private company on our horse racing commission. That happens time and time again. The federal system is broken, but the answer is sunlight. Well, if I could give a gift to America, it would be that they would move forward and they would actually do the will of the people in the openness in the public.
All I can do is end by saying, quoting some Dickens, "A Merry Christmas to us all. God bless us, everyone." See this again at news9.com/your vote counts, and follow me on Twitter @MitchellTalks.